Hello, I'm Bretton, one of our MCAT tutors here at Inspira Advantage, where we help students get accepted into medical school and other professional programs. And welcome to another episode of MCAT Bites. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of excretion and osmoregulation, key processes in maintaining the body's internal balance, and absolutely critical for the Biochem section on the MCAT. You could expect to see anywhere from 4 to 7 points on the exam concerning these topics, so definitely pay attention. These mechanisms are crucial for removing waste and regulating the body's water and salt levels, ensuring our cells operate, well, optimally. Let's begin with understanding excretion. It's not the prettiest sounding of words, but it involves the removal of metabolic waste products from the body. The kidney plays a central role in this process by filtering the blood and producing urine, which carries toxins and excess salts out of the body. This function is vital for preventing the buildup of harmful substances that can disrupt cellular processes. Osmoregulation has the word osmosis in it, which I know you've heard if you've made it this far into your medical journey. Osmoregulation itself is the process of maintaining an optimal balance of electrolytes and water in the body through, well, osmosis. This balance is crucial for proper cellular function and overall homeostasis. The kidneys regulate osmotic pressure by adjusting the volume of water reabsorbed from the glomerular filtrate. It's influenced by hormones like ADH, aldosterone, and angiotensin II. Antidiuretic hormone, or ADH, and aldosterone are pivotal in the body's ability to maintain fluid and electrolyte balance. These hormones adaptively regulate water and sodium levels, ensuring that our physiological systems function optimally. Let's delve deeper into how these hormones work and maintain homeostasis. Beginning with ADH, the water saver. ADH is also known as vasopressin, and the MCAT is going to expect you to know both. It's produced in the hypothalamus in the brain and stored in the pituitary gland, also in the brain. It is then released into the bloodstream, where the body needs to increase water absorption in the kidneys, effectively reducing urine volume. This process is crucial in preventing dehydration and maintaining blood pressure. ADH operates by making the collecting ducts of the nephrons more permeable to water, allowing more water to be reabsorbed back into the bloodstream from the filtrate produced by the kidneys. This action conserves water efficiently and is a direct response to signals of high blood osmolarity or low blood volume, which are detected by osmoreceptors in the hypothalamus. So if we look at our diagram here, more ADH would cause water to move into the surrounding space. Except it wouldn't really happen there. It would happen in the collecting duct to the right. And this is all going to go back into the blood. Now on to aldosterone, the sodium and potassium regulator. Aldosterone is a steroid hormone produced by the adrenal cortex. It plays a critical role in regulating sodium and potassium levels in the blood. Its secretion is stimulated by the renin-angiotensin system, specifically by angiotensin II, and elevated potassium levels in the blood. Aldosterone promotes the resorption of sodium from the nephron's distal convoluted tubule and collecting duct back into the bloodstream, while facilitating the excretion of potassium into the urine. Since water follows sodium due to osmotic forces, aldosterone's action on sodium also indirectly influences water retention, aiding in blood volume and pressure regulation. Let's zoom in to see what is happening. So in this case, I will use orange for sodium. So we're going to pump sodium out into the blood. And when we pump sodium into the blood, we've increased its concentration. And body doesn't like increased concentrations of things. So water is going to flow out to balance that. So now let's think about what we've done. We've increased the blood volume without disturbing blood osmolarity. It didn't get more or less salty because water balanced it out equally. Contrasting this with ADH, which we did down here, pure water flew into the blood. Well, that definitely is going to mess with our osmolarity in the short run at least, right? Because we're putting more fluid in, but not balancing it with salt. So this is going to make the blood hypotonic. Together, ADH and aldosterone form a harmonious system that fine-tunes the body's hydration and electrolyte levels. By regulating the resorption of water and the balance of sodium and potassium, these hormones ensure cellular environments are stable and conducive to all biological processes, at least all the ones we want to happen. This hormonal regulation exemplifies body's complex feedback mechanisms designed to maintain homeostasis and are some of the most highly tested on the MCAT. Now let's make it fun by talking about some pathophysiological aspects of what happens when things go wrong. One example is a condition like SIADH and kidney diseases. They both illustrate the importance of proper osmoregulation and excretion. SIADH leads to excessive water retention and hyponatremia. Natremia, well, hypo means low. Natremia is for sodium. If you remember from the periodic table, sodium is symbolized by Na, but it's a lowercase. While kidney diseases can impair filtrate production, affecting the body's ability to maintain fluid and electrolyte balance. often meaning we're not filtering enough fluid and the body essentially fills with water. Excretion also plays a role in thermoregulation. Sweat, produced by sweat glands, help cool the body through evaporation. This process is part of the body's integrated response to maintain core temperature, showcasing the interconnectedness of excretion and osmoregulation with other physiological systems. Understanding osmoregulation extends to clinical practices as well, such as the use of diuretics in managing fluid balance. Loop diuretics and osmotic diuretics, for example, maintain kidney function to increase urine output, demonstrating the application of osmoregulatory principles in medical treatment. And a bunch of things can act as a diuretic, and that's the type of thinking the MCAT is going to want you to use. So think about it. Anything could be a diuretic as long as it can pass the glomerulus and hold water, because osmosis. Water is going to flow towards where there's more salt. So if for some reason we have more sugar, amino acids, sodium in the blood, it's going to be tougher to pump that out. But typically we don't have too much sugar in the nephron because it all is going to get pumped out in the proximal convoluted tubule. And a lot of it just won't pass into the glomerulus in the first place. But while sugar gets absorbed, fake sugars do not. So if you have a Diet Coke, that aspartame will not get filtered out, and it is just going to continue all along. So if you've got a bunch of aspartame inside your blood, that's going to cause a bunch of water to come in, and then you're going to have to go pee a lot more. So if you're studying for your MCAT and you plan to take the MCAT and you want some caffeine for your exam, I would say stay clear of fake sugar in your drinks, because it's going to make you have to go to the bathroom a lot more than you usually would because it's acting as a diuretic. Excretion and osmoregulation are complex but absolutely essential processes that maintain our body's internal stability. By understanding these mechanisms, we gain some insight into the intricate balance our bodies navigate daily to sustain life, as well as getting you way more points on the Biochem section of the MCAT. So thank you so much for watching our video on excretion and osmoregulation, and I will see you next time.